This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Monday, January 12th, 2009, and this is episode 512 of WW Today. I'm Matt Hodgeberg, StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome, Len.
Today I consider myself the luckiest man in the world.
Very nice. Also joining us on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mike.
Hey, Matt. What's going on?
Not much. Also joining us on today's show is the senior feature writer and blogger for All Ears Net. It's Mike Scopa. Welcome, Mike.
Next time, please stay on the Sarape, okay?
That's on Mexico. What used to be El Rio del Tiempo.
Which is now called
Grand Fiesta Tour.
Thank you. Thank you, Len.
Cool.
And also joining us today is the fabulous Annette Owens, manager of customer relations and group services at MEI Mouse Fan Travel. Welcome, Annette.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Well, always a pleasure to have you on the show, Annette.
I got a Christmas holiday. What about the rest of you?
It works.
Yeah,
I got a rock.
Thanks for taking last month off, Annette.
What can I say?
Well, on today's show, we've got a dual restaurant review. Over the last month, actually, between the four and a half of us, we were able to go dine at a few different locations, and we give kind of our review. So I want to start out with Scopa and Newell, who dined at the T-Rex Cafe, which I don't know why, but they decided to flush their money down the toilet. So without any further ado, take it away, guys.
Well, this was the Wednesday of Mousefest week, and Mike and myself and two of our friends went to T-Rex to see what it was all about, and it was like kissing your sister, I guess. It was not
That's a great review title.
it was not the greatest experience in the world.
It smells like garlic and has olive oil on it. I don't know.
Exactly. It says you never call. Things like that. It was. It's basically, Matt. I think you had mentioned it one time to me. It's basically like Rainforest Cafe, except Jurassic Park style. And it was pretty neat to see some of the dinosaurs and the way they had this they had like an ice cavern area in the back, and it was kind of neat. But as far as the food goes, I didn't think that the offerings were that good. I think that the three of us had the Omnivore's Delight, which was a salad. I don't know what Mike had. Mike Newell, what did you have? Do you remember?
I believe I had something that was called the Paleozonic Chicken Sandwich, which was a fried pizza dough and chicken. It actually wasn't bad. I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be, as far as food-wise goes.
Fried pizza dough, really? That's a bread.
Yeah, it was actually very tasty. A little spicy.
That sounds good. So hold on. So let me see if I understand correctly. You didn't order one of everything off the menu?
Well,
You weren't there.
we didn't have your credit card with us, so.
What happened? What went wrong there?
Believe me, Len, the appetizers were nothing to make you. The appetizers were not appetizing. Let me put it that way.
What kind of appetizers? What kind of appetizers did they have?
They had they had something called a Brachiosaurus bruschetta, which is basically grilled eggplant and bruschetta tomatoes, stuff like that. They had dips. They had something called Triassic tuna, which was tuna diced in soy and lime marinade with mango and avocado. I mean, no thanks. They had flatbreads. They had nachos and things like that, but nothing really to write home about. Nothing unique. And that's what we were looking for, something unique. And it just didn't have anything unique. Like Matt said, and I have to admit, he was right. It's just like Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah, the only clever thing they did with the foods were the names of the different entrees.
Yeah, it's kind of sad when you spend that much time on it. That's interesting. So it's
Mike and I had a drink that was pretty good. Mike, we have something like a cranberry splash or something.
It was like a cranberry lemonade.
But that cost you like $10.
Yeah, they were pretty. It was pretty pricey.
My salad was like $14, and it wasn't a $14 salad, that's for sure. No, I'm sorry, it was a $17 salad. I think it was. Yeah.
Wow.
So you both went to eat, and you both had salads and fruity drinks. Did you go home and shave each other's legs when you were done?
No, but we did each other's hair.
I was gonna say that was like Meryl Streep reviews restaurants
and
here.
I looked fabulous.
One of the things I've heard
Oh,
about.
hey,
the
I was with
restaurant-
them.
One of the restaurants that I've heard.
Oh, so it was girls' night out. Okay, all right, I understand.
Was it as loud as I've heard?
Oh my God! It was
it's
so
terrible.
That was the worst part of the whole experience was the noise of every prehistoric character you can imagine.
I really
Screamed
felt
at-
bad for Mike because he was trying to sweet talk me, and I said, "What? What?
Is what?
It was bad, and,
I
and
won't-
you know that Mike's used to all those kind of creatures, and you think that he,
You know, usually, yeah, it's like Red Flintstone, hey."
I mean,
Yeah.
well, this is why I just won't. I refuse to go there. I mean, I wouldn't even go if Len offered to pay. I would not go.
oh stop, you would so be
No,
there.
stop. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
no, I would.
I think you're
no,
talking to.
Yeah, come on.
We're all going to eat with
I was
them.
born during the night, but not last night.
Yeah, really.
I was going to say maybe. Well, we can actually go there tomorrow night if you want to go. Or sorry, not tomorrow night, but on an upcoming Friday night we can go there.
Yeah, that's quite all right. I mean, the problem with it is that again, overpriced,
Yeah.
slow service, right, guys?
The service wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I heard the service was better than over at the Rainforest Cafe.
It wasn't really crowded when we went. We went like it was a late lunch for us. So
Anyway, overpriced,
So, when-
mediocre food.
Yes.
I got a question. Just, because I know everybody with kids wanted to sit in their Scopa. Were there kids scared in there? You see kids actually being carried out of rainforest because of the thunderstorms and
They-
stuff. Did the dinosaurs scare them?
They could be so scared in there. That's how loud. And what happens in that? It used to happen over at Rainforest too. Is the whole place would just get dim. What would happen was this huge meteor was supposed to crash and just knock the whole world out. So all the lights go down, fire, and all this.
Oh, I know why Hotchberg's not eating here.
it brought back memories.
Seriously, can't we get an attraction that does not involve the end of the world? Can't we get a nice dinosaur attraction in the
You know,
in the
the
early
extinction of
in the
95%
early
of the
Jurassic period when nothing bad is going to happen?
What do you
There
want?
was another part of the restaurant, Mike. Remember the part with this? I don't know if there was an octopus or what the heck that
Oh,
was.
yeah.
A squid
Yeah.
coming from the ceiling. I think, what the heck is that?
And it's dangling and it moves. It like goes up and down. It's really odd. Yeah.
It's like, hey Jimmy, don't be afraid of the octopus coming down and grabbing you. You know,
Don't be afraid of the giant beak-like strut mouth that's coming to
they
your
didn't
head
even
off.
have calamari on the.
I mean, our table was pretty scary. We had all the dinosaurs, and we actually was sitting with a caveman, so it was kind of cool.
Very nice. Nicely done, Mike. So, with that said, Newell, you got to give the restaurant a letter grade, like A through F. What would you give it?
I'd give it a solid C, and that was because of the food. I thought was a little better than I was expecting. As far as the ambiance of the place, it was just way too much going on, way too loud. Don't go in there thinking you're going to have a nice conversation with anybody, because there was 4 of us and we could barely hear each other. So forget going there and having a nice conversation over dinner, because it's just not going to happen.
I heard it was louder.
Yeah,
Good rain.
if you take everything into consideration, if you take the ambiance, the quality of the food, the pricing and everything, I think I'd have to agree with Mike. Maybe a C plus, because I did like that cranberry splash drink, whatever
That
it
was
But
that was the highlight of the whole
yeah, that was
experience.
the highlight. That's
Yeah.
pretty bad. I mean, we actually waited for a refill on that. We just liked that more than the actual meal. So
Because I went
give
with
it
lip
C.
gloss ladies. Okay, whatever. So would you eat there again?
I don't believe I would eat there unless I was with a child who wanted to experience it.
And would you recommend it to a friend?
I would recommend it with caveats, and the
Not ones I
caveat
want
would
to
be, I would say, number one, like Mike said,
Must be
you know,
Jeff.
you're not going to go there and talk business, and number two, you're not going to go there and get a good deal on your food. So I guess I'm saying no.
All right, fair enough.
Go with people you don't like. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Go with someone who you're breaking up with.
Won't hear you.
This isn't working. What? I think we should break up.
It's not me,
What?
it's you. It's not you, it's me. Goodbye.
What?
So now for the second part of the show, we also ate. Myself and Len ate at the place, isn't he? At the
Memorable.
Hollywood and Vine restaurant. Now, Newell and I had eaten there a couple months ago. So, and I think Mike, your experience was representative of what Len and I had. So certainly feel free to jump in on this discussion. Also, we had eaten there at Hollywood and Vine. It's a buffet restaurant at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Len, did you say that this restaurant is the best? It ranks in the unofficial guide as the best buffet in a park?
It in the parks, I think it and Crystal Palace are the two highest rated buffets. I think the reader thumbs up for Hollywood and Vine is in the upper 80s percentage. So and it was at one time in the 90s.
Yeah. Okay, so it definitely ranks well. And one of the things that regardless of which buffet you're going to, the mark of a good buffet is it has to have a lot of selection of food, unless it's Trail's End, which is just dirt cheap, so it doesn't really matter. But generally speaking, a good buffet has a wide selection of food. It's not just like 4 entree items and some other stuff. It's got to have something where you theoretically, you go through the line and you need to come back again for the entrees because you run out of room on your plate. And number 2, it should be a decent value for it. And I think Hollywood and Vine really hit it. When I ate there with Newell, it was actually the first time I had eaten there in many, many years. And so and then when I ate with you there, that was also your first time in a couple of years, Len?
It was the last media event that I was at. They actually took us to eat there. They were just getting ready to open it back up. So what was that, like 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
They were getting ready to open it back up, and they let us sample the food there. And I thought it was really good at the time. And the way that my dining in Walt Disney World was sitting, I didn't get a chance to get back there until just now. So it's funny. This was a Friday night, and I actually made reservations for 2, which I should never make reservations.
And how many people showed up for this reservation?
10. So
No wonder you waited.
I waited. We waited about. So we knew that we had more people. So it was a 6:30 reservation. We ended up getting there 10 after 6. We ended up getting seated at 10 to 7. So we waited about 40 minutes for it. But we did other stuff. We shopped. We goofed around. I think we got a couple of people went to get drinks over at the Tune-In Lounge. But we were seated promptly. We were all seated together. The service was, the service to get us seated was good. And let me just say right off the top, the buffet is relatively inexpensive as far as Disney meals go. It's like $25 an adult, $13 per kid. And this which again, for all you can eat for dinner, yeah. Now on property, not bad. So anyway, we get seated, right? We all ordered. I think I was drinking coffee, and everyone else was drinking, regular soft drinks. Or so no one was drinking, slow gin fizzes or anything like that. And we get to go up to the buffet. Now, the buffet is huge.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it had a wide... Well, that's one of the things, like I had mentioned, and that's a good mark of a good buffet. And it has a very nice salad bar, lots of different options there.
Yeah, it had at least 6 different kinds of salad. I mean, it had a Caesar salad, a mixed green salad, but it then had like pasta salads, potato salads.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of variations on that. And I think it had build your own type of ingredients too there too, so you could mix and match.
Yeah, it was very good. And and then going from there, the entrees, it's one of the few buffets I did Walt Disney World, like this in Tusker House, where every single station was like, ooh, I want to try that. Ooh, I want to try that.
That's funny because I thought Boma, and Tusker House were, you're right, are the 3 where I would say I could reasonably eat anything on the. Nothing looked bad. Everything looked appetizing. And normally I don't go for like certain kinds of seafood or things like that, but their peel and eat shrimp looked, just cooked and chilled. They had they had roast turkey that was fabulous. I mean, a really great roast turkey. And then they did it was a beef, like a flank steak or a brisket or something that was also really perfectly done. I mean, just tender and juicy, not stringy or dry.
One of my favorite dishes that they have over there, and Newell, I know that you really enjoy this, was the pineapple chicken.
Yeah, that's really good.
I tried a bit of that too. Yeah, but it wasn't dry. I mean, everything was juicy and moist. Typically stuff sits out on a buffet and either gets dry or rubbery.
Yeah.
This was all. I mean, but you could tell it was crowded, and they were turning over some food. Right? They were getting. Right. There was a lot of stuff was not staying on the buffet long. But even the sides were good. I had mashed potatoes and gravy for one side.
Oh yeah, the mashed potatoes.
I think it had like 6 different sides. But I mean, the green beans were good.
I was really pleased with the food quality over there, and I really felt like it was definitely worth the money. It wasn't even that expensive, relatively speaking, especially for buffets in the park. So very easy to get to. And
yeah, I thought that was about enough. Now for desserts, they had a mini pumpkin cheesecake, which was slap your head on the table good. It was. I think I actually took Josh and Sarah with. I think I took Sarah's. when she wasn't looking. I'm like, you're in college, you're skinny, you're not used to eating. I am.
One of the things that was really interesting about it, Len, also was that my wife was there, and she's a very picky eater, and we had asked the waitress if she could get a burger.
Right, a burger.
And
right. So we go to a buffet. She orders off the menu.
Yeah, that's right. She goes but I expected her just to go check in the kitchen. What ended up happening actually was the chef came out. And she spoke to my wife directly and said,
she came out twice actually, because the first time I think Marissa was up getting something.
Yeah, she wasn't at the table.
The chef came back. Yeah.
And she came and personalized the service. I thought that was just a really nice touch. I mean, that kind of a personal attention to detail, because this goes back to, I know that Deb Wells has mentioned this in previous episodes about how Disney will really bend over backwards for people who have. I mean, this isn't a dietary need. This is just being picky. But nonetheless. Yeah. I mean, something like that, they're more than willing to go outside the realm of the menu. They could have easily said, no, this is the buffet menu.
And they didn't even ask, do you have an allergy or something?
Yeah, no.
They were just like, yeah, we'll cook you a burger.
Yeah.
Or wait, actually,
she got a hot dog.
She ended up actually with a hot dog because they offered to run and get her a hamburger and cook it from some other place, but she's like, I'll just go with the dog.
Yeah. So that was, again, a nice touch to it.
Yeah, I mean, really, again, I think in terms of values, I would rank this up there with Beer Garden. And possibly with I don't know if I would rank it quite as high as Tusker House, but right below it.
Yeah,
certainly one of the best dining options in the park.
I would agree with you, Len. I think Tusker House is still a notch above that. Tusker House is right now is my champion of buffets, but this one is definitely right up there in the top 3. I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Newell, would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I really would have liked to have gone with you guys, but I wanted that burger at room service.
Very good. Let's Len. What letter grade would you give Playhouse Disney?
Playhouse Disney.
Playhouse Disney is what they have there for breakfast and lunch. We went there for dinner, which is a non-character buffet. What would you give Hollywood Fine?
Solid B plus. And in terms of value, a good B or B plus as well.
Yeah, I think I would definitely give it. I would give it. I think B plus is a good way to put it. Bordering on A minus. I think. I mean, it's just so close.
I think of Boma as an A. Boma's an A.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Oh, Boma's fabulous, yeah.
Oh, Boma? I thought you meant Tusker House.
No, Boma is in terms of a buffet. No, in park, it's hard to be. It's hard. There are very few A in park.
Yeah.
A-rated in park.
See, I cannot give a buffet an A if it doesn't have ice cream on the dessert area.
See, I just didn't like. I wasn't that impressed.
I need that ice cream. I need to have that option. Yeah.
I wasn't that impressed with Boma, but that's a story for another show. Newell, what letter grade would you give Hollywood and Vine?
That's a solid B plus.
Okay, fair enough. So we're all in agreement on that one, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Great. Well, that's it for us today. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the WDW Today website at www.wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, and Annette Owens, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.